Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm your host Jamie and I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. Thanks for tuning in. The theme of this episode is bad girlfriends. Whoa, that's crazy. That's actually crazy because I love women, and the fact that I would ever put these stories in is crazy. But we're always dogging on the men, which honestly, valid, but this episode, we're gonna look at some bad girlfriends. Okay, I'm sorry, we just have to balance it out a little. Okay, let's get into it. The title of the first story is "My girlfriend came home and overheard my therapy session and listened in. Now she is very angry. How do I proceed?" My girlfriend came home to me on my therapy through telehealth. She heard me talking about her and chose to listen for about 30 minutes before I realized she was home. She stormed out and was extremely angry at me. I had been talking about our relationship and had, in heat of emotions, jumped to hurtful conclusions about how people around me feel about her, which I worry I misconstrued in my speaking as dislike. I had also been talking about our relationships, some stresses, getting everything out, and just talking through it. She says she feels betrayed and like she was stabbed in the back over this. I feel awful, and I haven't been able to interpret my feelings on this appropriately either, and I have been responding with anger. How do I proceed? What do I do? Sorry for the small details. It's for privacy's sake. No one should be listening in to your therapy sessions. She hurt her own feelings there, because you can talk about anything you want in therapy and you should feel safe doing so. You shouldn't feel like someone's listening in on you. That's the whole point of doctor-patient confidentiality, okay? That's the whole point. Obviously, like, you are supposed to feel like you can talk to your therapist about anything, because that's what a therapist is for. And you got to be open and honest about how you're feeling at all times so that they can help you the best that they can. And that's what you were doing. And no one should feel entitled to be listening in on that. No one. That's ridiculous. So probably she shouldn't have done that, is what I would say. And I would say, maybe you're talking about her because you guys shouldn't be together, because it seems like she needs to get a grip. Like, the fact that she was listening in is really immature of her and honestly fucked. I put this username here, said, first, discuss this with your therapist. Get their opinion on the situation, since it sounds like you're using them as a touchstone for your relationship and this is impacting it. Second, ask your girlfriend to talk to you. See if she'd be willing to discuss what you said. Perhaps provide some context for what you were expressing or feeling. Beyond that, there's not much any stranger on the internet can tell you. OOP said, I have given context. I've tried to explain to her that my friends and family don't dislike her, and that was harsh wording on my part. We've argued a lot in the past few months, and they're worried about me. But she isn't listening to the context or me telling her that, and that isn't how it is. She says there is no way to misconstrue that, and I've betrayed her. Huey said, you didn't do anything wrong. She was the one who violated your privacy by listening in on your session. As far as I'm concerned, it's not on you to do anything. She should be apologizing to you. And Camel Case Coffee Table said, 100%. You didn't betray her at all. She betrayed your trust. It's therapy. You're supposed to be able to talk freely and privately. She majorly violated your trust and is now manipulating you. Honestly, this is almost breakup worthy. Trust is a major part of a relationship, and I don't know if I could trust someone again if they snuck around and listened in on what they know is a private conversation with my therapist, no less, and then for some reason got angry at me. OP should be the one who's pissed. Fuck apologizing to her or anything else. Tell her you want an apology and plan for how to build the trust back, or you want the relationship to be over.
If you want extra content weekly, head over to patreon.com/storytimesociety and become a member on there for extra content. Love you.
Exactly. You should not be the one going and running to her and like feeling like you have to apologize and you have to say you're sorry and explain yourself. No, she should be the one that's coming to you being like, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And if she can't do that, then no, it's over. OP said, she says she can't trust me anymore because of what I said, even after I explained to her everything. Well, you can't trust her anymore because she listened in on your private meeting with your therapist. Okay, there's 3 edits. I do want to add that other than what has been stated here, I did not say anything directly mean about her. I've only talked about issues we've had and how those around me might view her. She only heard me talking and not my therapist. She is upset I would share any information about our relationship or what she's been struggling with to anyone, including my therapist. Edit 2, I thank you all for your support, and although I'm not replying to every comment, I am reading them and taking everything into account. I'm also at work and work EMS, so I'm sorry if I don't get to your comment. Edit 3, thanks for all of your replies. I'm sorry I haven't been able to respond to everyone. You've all been a big help, and I'm going to reflect on everything everyone has said for sure when looking at this relationship. Thank you all. Okay, she's pissing me off. You are upset that he would share any information about your relationship or how she's been struggling with anyone but and your therapist. You are able to talk to your therapist. If you wanted to say mean things about her, you could absolutely say mean things about her to your therapist. That is your business and your business only. This girl cannot be trusted. She's not mature enough for a relationship. She needs to get a grip, honestly. Okay, update. Hello. It's been a couple of weeks and a lot has happened. I took everything everyone had said from my previous post and read it multiple times to really get my head where I needed it to be. I realized that she shouldn't have listened, and that was on her. We had an argument not long after I had made the post. She blamed me for everything, said many hurtful things. I was leaning towards breaking up with her when her whole script flipped. She acted like she was in the wrong about everything. Made me feel like she was going to change for the better. She wasn't. I took a step back from our relationship for 2 days. I wanted to really reflect and think. She didn't honor that wish, and she didn't have any plans to. But after reading all the comments and reflecting, I realized I was in a toxic relationship where I was cutting off my friends and family for this person that I would never be enough for. I ended up breaking up with her. It hurt a lot, but I thank you all so much for helping me to see what needed to be done. I couldn't have done it if it weren't for all of your advice. I wanted to give this little update to let everyone know how thankful I am and to answer any questions I didn't from my previous post. Thank God. This girl needs to actually work on herself. She needs to be the one going to therapy immediately, ASAP, as soon as possible. Relevant comments. My older sister listened in on an in-person therapy session I was having. She was my ride home, and I guess she was able to hear from the waiting room, or maybe was listening at the door. I wasn't aware she had listened until about a year later when she used what she heard to nuke me over an argument about where to go vacation for that year. It was strange, almost out-of-body experience, realizing I could never trust her again and never should have trusted her in the first place. I'm sorry you experienced this. I'm glad I gave you what you needed to make a change. Otherwise, it's just hurt. OOP said, she would take things I had said before and use it against me. And after everything, I knew I couldn't trust her with any information I'd ever told her, especially since it had happened in the past and she wasn't opposed to sacrificing more else. Yeah, absolutely not. She's a manipulative little twat. How did the ex handle the breakup? OP said, not well. I had asked originally for 2 days to just reflect on everything. She ended up showing up to my house and threatened suicide. And that was a lot for me and made me really scared. I ended up having to cut ties with her. I sent a message and blocked her because every time I had talked to her, she would make me feel bad. Say she was going to therapy and wanting to change and be with me. But that wasn't happening. So I had to bite the bullet. Oh, Lord. Well, I hope she ends up going to therapy for herself and not for the sake of manipulating you, because clearly she needs it. Someone else said, if I came home and realized I could hear my wife's therapy, my noise canceling headphones would be out so fast. We talk to each other about our therapy, but it's 100% up to her how much she wants to share. This weird possessive idea people have about their partners, you are not entitled at all to their thoughts and feelings. Yeah, honestly, my boyfriend used to have therapy sessions from home, and we only had a 1-bedroom apartment, so I would leave. I would literally leave and go to the gym or something while he was having those. One, because if he were talking about me, I don't want to hear that. First of all, I don't want to hurt my own feelings. And I had no proof, obviously, if he was or not, but it's totally fine if he had something to vent about or if he had something to talk about with his therapist. I would much rather him talk to his therapist about it than bottle it all up and then feel resentment towards me about something and have a professional person to be able to guide him through what he was feeling. I would much rather that than for it to end up backfiring. And also I never want, I try not to hurt my own feelings by listening in. That'd be I don't know, whatever. It's just kind of crazy. Like, I'm not trying to, like, burn myself. We're going to move on to the next story, and the title is, How do I explain to my girlfriend that my autism isn't something I can change? Hiya, everyone. I'll cut to the chase. I'm autistic, 21 male, and my girlfriend is neurotypical, 22 female. We've not been together for long, but recently she's been telling me I need to stop using my stimming toys. For context, I really like tennis balls. I like to squeeze them and roll them in my hands because it helps stim my touch sensory in a nice way, and sometimes when we go for a walk, I like to bounce them off the ground and catch them. My girlfriend says I'm childish and need to stop doing it because I'm embarrassing her in public by playing with tennis balls like I do. How do I explain in a way that's calm and to the point that I need my tennis balls to calm and regulate my emotions in a way she won't brush off as childish or self-centered? She should not be saying that ever. And you shouldn't have to explain to her why you don't want to give up your tennis balls. Like, that's actually so rude and embarrassing of her. She can actually peace out. Someone said, your girlfriend told you she's embarrassed to be seen with you and you think this is something she can be talked out of. Her issue is other people's opinions being more important to her than your comfort, which notably caring if other people see you as childish is about as immature as a person can get. So maybe let your girlfriend know to invest in a mirror. Sweaty Mushroom said, get a new girlfriend. She's already showing you that she's prioritizing other people's opinions over your comfort, and that's a red flag. You can try to explain, and it'll go in one ear and out the other. She will gaslight you into thinking that it's always your fault. Run away from this one, my friend, because nothing good can come from this. 3,000%, that is the answer. There's an update and it says, first off, holy crap. Thank you all for your comments. It means a lot to see this level of engagement and interest in my situation, and I'm really grateful for you all. Here's the link to my first post if you've not read it. So my girlfriend actually came around shortly after I posted this. I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, she was looking at all of your comments on the post. I let her read them and she looked up to me and asked to talk about it, so we did. I explained how I use my tennis balls to stim and control my anxiety and focus on us when we're together. She really didn't understand at all and asked if I could use a more subtle thing to stim with so she's not embarrassed when we're out together. I told her no. I've tried hundreds of different things for stimming, and tennis balls are one of the few things that actually help me, and that if she's embarrassed that I like fidgeting with a tennis ball, that says more about her than it does me. We had a little fight, and she started crying, asking why I can't just be normal. I told her I have a disorder, and if she can't deal with that and what that comes with, I'd rather not be with her at all. So we broke up. She sent me some hurtful ableist text and even left me a voice note screaming that I'm an R word. So I really do feel like I dodged a bullet here, thanks to you all. Don't worry, she's blocked, and I've sent screenshots of her messages and voicemails she sent me to her friends because they deserve to know their friend sucks. It's especially funny because 2 of her friends have ADD, so I think they'll love to hear what she thinks of people on the spectrum. I'm feeling a little bit bummed out. Of course, she is the first relationship we've been going out for only 4 months, but it meant a lot to me that I can actually have a relationship with someone. But ultimately, a lot of you were right. She wouldn't budge and didn't really care for understanding my autism or me on any deeper level. So, thank you for all of your comments and the support. It's been beautiful to hear so many autistic and neurotypical people come together like this and tell me what I need to hear and make me recognize my worth. Thanks for all the comments and your perspectives, and have a great day, everyone. Oh God, this guy stinks. Literally, this guy stinks. I mean, in this case, this girl fucking stinks, but seriously, stinky poo-poo. Never, ever, ever. You're just, first of all, not only should you not have a relationship, but you shouldn't have friends. You should be going to get help for your terrible outlook on people. And you're actually like, I'm scared. I can't believe people think like this and that this person is a grown adult and she's 22 years old being an ableist. Ew! Stink! Actually, get out of here, please. I gotta go. She's pissing me off. Bruv. Relevant comments. definitely dodged a bullet. She seems to be the one having problems. If that's her reaction after a breakup, it's one thing to ask someone to not do a stim because it's overstimulating, but because she finds it embarrassing is just rude and shows she cares more about how other people perceive her than your emotional well-being. OOP said, yeah, well, it's in the past for me now. It hurts right now, but I'll find someone who actually wants to be with me and face the challenges that come with dating an autistic person. 100%. You're going to find someone that's more than willing and supports you and encourages you to do everything you can to make yourself comfortable, because that is what a partner should do. That is what anyone should do. OOP on what the deal with the tennis ball was and what his girlfriend was like. I've been trying to think of what reason she would have for being so embarrassed about me using a tennis ball, and I can't really think of one besides that's how high school conditioned her to see the world. She was pretty popular and was in, as I'd call it, the cool kid group, whereas I was also popular, but because I talked to pretty much everyone in my year and never judged people for their differences, whereas she seemed to be kind of a bully for what I picked up on her stories of her high school experience. I don't know if that's the answer, but I've never cared about fitting in because I'd rather just be myself and look strange than blend in by hiding who I am. That's just my thoughts. Same. I always wanted to be unique, and that might sound like a pick me, but I always wanted to be different than everyone. Like, I don't know why that was such like a huge thing that I would try to go out of my way to like be unique. Maybe it's something to do with, I don't even know, because I got I say I got attention as a child. I really didn't, though. Like, obviously, my parents loved me, but I got, probably no attention as a child, actually. And although I knew that my parents loved me, and I knew that, like, I never ever questioned if my parents loved me or not, they still definitely didn't give me, like, a childhood that I would like to give which I loved my childhood. Like, I was with friends all the time. I loved my friends, but my family, like, yes, I love my family. Don't even get it twisted. I love my family to death. But obviously, as I've said before, like, I did have a rough childhood with my parents getting divorced. My dad got remarried. He kind of had like a new family, and I didn't really like always want to be with my dad because I felt more at home where I lived with my mom, which was like a 25-minute difference. My dad lived in a different town where none of my friends were. And I liked being in the town that I had all my friends. I was next to my school. Like, I felt more at home, and that's where my mom lived. But yeah, like, I definitely was neglected a lot as a kid. And I mean, that just goes to show, like, I was in high school, I lived by myself. Like, my mom lived with her boyfriend, and I lived in an apartment all by myself. And that's obviously not a healthy thing for a kid. At the time, like, I didn't know. At the time, I thought, no, at the time I did know. I kind of knew, but I kind of just thought, like, oh, I should let my mom, like, I would honestly be my mom. Like, she would break up with her boyfriend for like 2 weeks. And I never want to sound like I'm talking shit about my mom. I'm just talking about my experiences as a child. And I feel like as I've gotten older, like, I always felt so bad ever talking about this with anyone because I never wanted anyone to ever look at my mom in a bad light, because my mom is an amazing angel of a person. She is actually, like, if you met her, you would love her. Everyone loves her. She's an angel. Like, I'm not kidding. She's the nicest person, the happiest, most positive person you'll ever meet. But I still feel like I have the right to talk about my experiences growing up, even if that means that it's not really shedding the best light on my parents. And yeah, I mean, like, my mom would break up with her boyfriend for like 2 weeks and come home, and like, we would spend so much time together, and I'd be so grateful for that. And then she would get back together with him and she'd be gone. Like, I would never see her ever. I mean, sometimes, like, yeah, she would come home for 20 minutes a day, clean up, pick up some stuff, pick up some laundry, which, like, I was grateful for. She did a lot of the cleaning. She did all the cleaning, actually, pretty much. But it wasn't like a normal experience growing up for me. I would have much rather had my parents home. And like, when my mom was home, I told her how much, like, I loved that she was home and I wish she would stay home more. And then after they broke up, she was never ever back. But I think that's because she just felt the need to have so much male validation, which I can understand. A lot of women feel that way. At the time, I didn't understand it because I was young and like I didn't feel like I needed male validation at all. But now that I'm older, like I do understand. Although like I would never choose my kids over, or a guy over my kids. I can understand that everyone has their own like paths in life and they go through their own things in life and they're at all different stages and different struggles. So yeah, but I don't know why I even am talking about this right now. Like what even got me into talking about this? I have no idea. But yeah. What actually got me talking about this? I'm actually so confused where I started talking about my upbringing. Someone said it's nice when the trash takes itself out, but just effing chill. Or wait, jeez. I always do that. Jesus effing Christ. Imagine being so insecure you blow up your relationship over your partner messing around with a tennis ball. I mean, that's just shows like how actually immature and emotionally immature and so underdeveloped and empathically, I don't know, empathy wise, like she has no empathy for people and she needs to get a grip on that for sure. Hopefully she develops some empathy. But that's all the stories I have. I'll just chat with you guys a little bit because I don't know, maybe there's some stuff I have to say or something. I wanted to actually tell you guys that I did my first ever horse lesson this weekend. I bought a 4-pack of horse riding lessons. I've been riding like a couple times when I was little, but never by myself. I always was like with my dad, which why were my dad and I on the same horse at the same time? I don't know if that's normal or not, but yeah, my uncle used to have a farm. So like we never really went there, but a couple times we did, a couple when I was little. And then a couple years ago, my boyfriend took me on a trail ride for my birthday. And then we went on a trail ride like a couple months after that. And then I haven't been riding since. And I've just been like dying to go and dying to like get lessons and actually start to understand more about riding. And like, cause I have no fucking clue. I learned so much, even though I'm never going to like remember it all. But even just putting all this shit in the saddle and like all that crap, I had no idea there was so much that went on to it because obviously like I just got on the horse and went. But they like taught me, I cleaned the hooves of the horse, like picked them out or whatever, picked all the poopy poops out in case there was like any rocks in there, and helped put on all the saddle stuff and I don't even know what it's called. It's like the reins or whatever over their head, the thing in their mouth. It was so much. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm never going to remember all this. And then we went in the arena and did a lesson. And then we did like a 10 to 15 minute trail ride. And yeah, that was really fun. I had a huge horse. She was a thoroughbred and her name was Misty. And she was just a doll. I really loved her. She was so, like, literally, I love horses. They're such amazing creatures. And they're so, like, intuitive because obviously, like, I'm new. So I didn't really know how to, like, post. Like, when I went, I would just let when the horse would trot, I would just let the horse, like, obviously bump me up and down and it would hurt. I wasn't properly, like, posting or whatever. So we were practicing that, which is way harder than it looks. Like, honestly, there's a lot that goes into it. And yeah, I don't know what the word is. I give up. What is the word? I admire those who do this as a sport or do this like often just for fun, even because there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, I'm sure as time goes on, I'll get better at it. But yeah, I really am excited because my goal in life is to have like a little ranch, just like a little ranch. Like I want to have a cottage up north with some land. I want to have like a couple horses, which I know that this is a lot of fucking money, okay? But I truly think that like I believe in myself so much that I think that I will act like I believe in my head that I will have this one day, that I will have my dream cottage on some land with some farm animals, my cats, horses. I'll be good at riding horses. I'll know how to ride horses. I'll wake up every day and I'll take care of my animals. Like, that's going to be what I'm going to be living for. Because honestly, I feel like I feel so much like joy and purpose out of that. And I feel like even just taking care of my cats, I feel like I have purpose. And I feel like obviously farm animals would be so much more responsibility. And I feel like it would really make me feel like I have a purpose even more, even though like I do feel like I have a purpose now, but I feel like even more so, like I would be just so content doing that. So yeah, that's my dream that I'm manifesting. And my back hurts really bad though. Like, it hurt a little bit before going, and then after going it was actually like really bad. I was kind of scared. It's getting better. I'm just gonna probably skip this week till my back gets better, especially because this weekend we're going to Orlando on vacation with my boyfriend's friend's family. We're staying in this like huge house, and they're crazy, but love them. But yeah, so I'll probably skip this week and go next week during the week in the morning sometime, so that my back is healed and I don't have to worry about fucking it up even further. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I also got a facial this weekend, which, if you know me, you know that I never treat myself. And I've been trying to change my mindset with money. And like, because I never spend money. It's like actually scary. And it's like, what's the point in even making money if I don't let myself enjoy it at all? So I'm like, I'm getting a facial, and I want to try to get a facial like once a month if I can. And I'm trying to work on my mindset with money. Like, I'm really trying to have a breakthrough with money and stop having such a scarcity mindset, because the more scarcity mindset I have, the less abundance that is going to come to me, you know? Like, obviously that's not the solution for everyone. I'm not saying that. It's like, I'm not being out of touch and being like, all you have to do is manifest money and you will be rich. No, I don't think that. I think there's a lot of things that go into, like, obviously you just being born into a certain area, geographical location, family, like, has so much to say about what your future is going to look like. And it's very much, you know what I'm trying to say? I would never be like, all you have to do is think about being rich 10 times a day and you're going to be rich, to like a homeless person. Like, imagine I said that. Just manifest having a home. Like, that would be actually insane. Obviously it would never say that, but I do think that me having like such a scarcity mindset just has such a makes my mind so closed to opportunities that I could have. And yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling a little woo woo lately. Like, I've been feeling very manifesty because I have been manifesting for years. But most recently, like in the past probably 9 months, is when I've been truly, and maybe you don't believe in manifestation, that's fine. If you do, that's great as well. But I truly do, like, I do believe in manifestation, and I do believe in like the mindset, like having a positive mindset, even if it's not for like attracting abundance or money. I think that my mindset has changed so much over the years to make me like a happier, more positive person as well. And like, that's all I want to be. Like, I just want to be a kind, positive person, like, effortlessly. And I do feel like I've made so much progress within the last couple of years with that. That's not to say that I'm never mean, because I definitely can be. But yeah, I just want to like be a positive person and spread positivity in the world and make people happier and like feel like they have a purpose in life, and just help people like be happy in life and feel fulfilled. I don't even know in what way, but like, I don't know. I've just always had like a want to help people. Like, when I think about, and I'm not trying to say this to like boost my ego or like boost myself and make me sound like I'm just like such a good person, because I'm not trying to sound like I'm an angel at all, but this is what I like think about when I think about how I want to get rich. Like immediately what comes to mind is like being able to help my friends and help my family and help people that I don't even know, and like being able to like pay for people without even being able to like having to think about it for a second, and being able to like treat people that I love to things that maybe they wouldn't be able to afford. That's like my main motivation for being like rich and having money in like a healthy amount, obviously, but just because I do find a lot, and I feel like a lot of people probably feel this way, but like I do find a lot of purpose and like happiness in helping other people and just like giving gifts. And I've never been able to, because I've never like had money to like truly like treat other people the way that I would love to treat them within like a money way. Obviously I know money isn't everything, and money, you know, I also want to treat people well just in general, but like I do feel like money is such a big thing when it comes to like happiness, and everyone, like not everyone, but obviously there's like the saying, money doesn't buy happiness, but I truly think whoever said that was rich and doesn't know what it's like to struggle, because money can solve a lot. And although it can't solve like just having, you know, depression or having mental illnesses, of course, it can help so much, because you can afford medication, you can afford endless amounts of therapy, you can afford spa freaking retreats, you can afford so much stuff that could work towards your like mental illness. And that's why it's like, yeah, money itself doesn't buy happiness, but having money and being able to have endless resources for so much stuff takes away so much stress. It takes away it helps with obviously your mental illnesses. It helps with so much stuff. So like honestly, money does buy happiness. I'm sorry, but it does. And like that's why because you know, obviously I'm working towards like a lot of goals in my life, and I truly do think that I will get there, and I just want to help other people with when I get there. I feel like that is what will be so fulfilling, is just to be able to share my abundance with other people and put smiles on their faces, or even just like cause some sort of like weight to come off their shoulders, if it's even just like paying someone's rent for the month, or because that can be life-changing. Like some people don't realize how life-changing even me giving someone like $500, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that can help so much. Yeah, I don't know why I'm just getting into that so much, but I've been thinking about it so much lately, about how I just want to like help other people and just like bless others with having stress off their shoulders, even just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing more I can say about that, but that is really all I have to say for today. So I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. I gotta take a wee. And I love you. Let me know what you thought about the stories in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. As always, you mean the world to me. And I could not thank you enough for listening, being here, supporting me, and my dreams. That sounds so corny cheeseball, but genuinely, like, I am so grateful for it. And I love you. Bye.
Storytime Society is now available on all listening platforms. If you are on any of those listening platforms, I would really appreciate it if you rated me 5 stars. Thanks for all the support.
Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.